Welcome back, everybody. This is Brothermutant here. Today we're going to continue on our exploration of the tutorial of Pathfinder Kingmaker. Now again, I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to carry this much farther beyond the tutorial, but I wanted you guys to at least see what the game had to offer for at least the beginning part of it. From my last episode, Mr. Stabbington and his little buddy Tartuccio and Lindsay are going around and just manhandling the hell out of everything. Now I am rocking a decent short sword. Decent attack with it because of my dexterity and my weapon finesse built in. I have an okay armor class at 19 thanks to my spell that I cast on myself. So let's get into this next area, shall we? Skill check. Okay, so now again there's a little icon over here, gates heavily secured. This over here lets you know that there is something that needs to be checked for. Usually a skill of some kind, in this particular case an actual dexterity check.
It is finished.
Pause it real quick. Dexterity check succeeded. Needed to roll a 20. Oh no, I rolled a 20. The modifier of 4 thanks to my height and dexterity. Difficulty was 7. Not particularly difficult. You could probably roll more likely than not and pass that with any character of average dexterity, so not something that's going to keep you back, but I think if you fail it, you have to like check with another character. Alright, let's see, we have an assassin, bowman, and an assassin, and we learned the other day that if we use, I'm not going to be able to do that, if we use
just letting the
our ranged, oops, she is not ranged.
Ready for anything.
Why is she not
This
ranged?
should do it.
And Lindsay was called forth.
Oh, yeah. Because we needed her to be a woman. There we go. No. You don't get to do that.
Serves you
You shoot the
right.
bowman.
I deserve
Tartuccio is on his acid splash. So he'll blast the bowman. That is not a melee character. Will not be in melee. He'll be shooting at ranged. I'll run up, stab the assassin.
No mistakes.
They dare to attack me?
Why am I... Oh, I didn't even realize I had mine on autopilot.
A calculated risk.
Alright. Oh, miss. Come on now, guys. There's a 2-hit. Oh, there's 4. Yeah, that's a 5. That puts him down. Outstanding for team. Alright, taking the gear, and again, we'll ditch stuff as
All
we become
according
heavy.
to plan.
Alright, what do we have to now? An armory. I'm sure Jamadi wouldn't mind if we borrowed some weapons, which sounds like a plan. Alright. There we go. Hold down tab key. It's letting you know how to interact with items. Holding down tab key lights up stuff like a Christmas tree. So, we have a weapons rack. Looks like a couple pieces of armor, a couple of chests, and a little mini chest over here, which is oddly white versus yellow. I'm sure that means something. Let's find out.
In due time.
Collect all those weapons. Got for armor. Get that one and that one. It's probably good armor. Key. Shield. And tower shield, no less. And let's talk about the chest.
What have we here? This chest is full of gold. I guess it's for the guards' salaries, all things considered. Well, those freeloaders don't seem to have been working too hard for it. Maybe we should pocket it instead.
Continue.
What? No, we're heroes, not thieves.
Okay, so now this is going to be one of your moral conundrums here,
Who
guys.
said we were stealing it? We'll just take the gold for safety so the assassins don't get it. And then we can heroically return it to Jamandi when this is all over.
Alright, so now we can actually... they've made their stance. He's for taking it, she's against it. You have to decide. Now you can literally go for the gold, making friends with someone who literally has eyebrows that are creepy as hell. Or you could leave the gold and make peace with Lindsay, who wants you to be a hero. Now, I'm not telling you which way to go. Gold is gold, money's money. We've been pilfering bodies left and right. She hadn't said boo about it. But when it comes to the end of the tutorial, and I hate to give you this spoiler, but you will find out reasonably quickly in the game anyway, depending on how you behave in the tutorial will depend on who joins your team. I hate him. I like her. She's a healer. So even if she's just a bard, she's still a healer. And I'd rather have her on the team than him. So I'm going to go with the No distractions. If you haven't forgotten, they're trying to kill us. Basically, leave the gold. He'll be whining about it, and she'll be reasonably okay with it.
Finally, a voice of reason.
Do what you want. I don't care. It was just a suggestion. But there's a lot of money in that chest, and with all these bandits running around, it wouldn't be any better if they stole it.
It makes good points for why you can be a thief. But again, we're not doing that sort of thing. So, swing around the corner. Notice how we are encumbered again. Does anywhere price? We just picked up abandoned mail and breastplate. And while neither one of us three are going to be able to use any of that, we're hoping to get a bigger team. But the Masterwork Light Mace, now that could come in handy. Yeah, I'm at a +5 with that bad boy. Okay, cool. Lindsay, what are you rocking? She's got heavy mace. If I wanted hers to go higher than 0, I could totally give her that Masterwork and allow her to be at +1. It's not great, I'll grant you, but it's better than 0. So that is an option. Notice how we have composite longbows, and no one can use them yet. So that's a thing. We have this heavy gear. That's expensive gear. As you can see, the prices down there, which I really like that they tell you in advance how much the stuff is going to be worth. So there's no better price or worse price. By and large, this is the price. 62 gold is what we can sell it for. 50 gold is what we can sell that for. Now, to give you some frame of reference here on what to keep, daggers at a weighty 1 pound piece are worth 1 gold. So stuff that's worth a gold better be at least a pound or less, in my opinion. Here's one that weighs 6 pounds. And it's 1 gold. It's a spear. We're going to drop it. We have padded armor, 10 pounds, worth a gold. We're going to drop it and drop its friend. So that gets us a little closer to weight. This shield, 45 pounds for a tower shield, only worth 7 gold. Dropping it. Let's see, 4 pounds, 4 gold. That's fair. 2 pounds, 3 gold. Now see, that's on the plus side. That's better. 2 pounds, 8 gold. Yeah, this stuff we're going to want to keep. And that brought us under into the medium range. We're still not doing great, but we get one more teeny, and suddenly we'll have a higher carrying capacity. So I'd say we're pretty good right there. Also, you'll notice that I'm moving slow, even after dropping all that stuff. You can literally move faster as soon as you click again, so assuming you've dropped your weight down. So this is just your little tutorial letting you know about encumbrance. There's nothing down here. We should be diligent though about it and check the area. Nothing. Perception checks will trigger themselves.
That is not far.
Oh, familiar faces. I hope you're not so frightened as to swing at every shadow. It's me, Jathal. I don't recommend advancing down the hallway, assuming you value your life, of course. There were a few people with me, and you can see what happened to them.
And just how did they all end up dead while you don't seem to have a scratch?
Tartusio eyes Jathal suspiciously.
I'll answer but briefly and just once. Further scares and explanations will wait until we aren't being hunted by a group of assassins. Deal? All right. I'm undead. These traps are deadly to the living, but they're harmless to me.
What do you mean undead? Really? Like zombies or skeletons or...
As I said, further explanations will wait until later. All you need to know right now is that we're on the same side, and we have to fight off a small army of hired assassins. Let's get to it.
Okay. She joined the team. Yeah. So I can look at our weight capacity now. Yeah, much better. Jathal is a... I can't do that in here. Forgot. Oh, but first, chainmail versus breastplate. While it doesn't look like there's any difference, and there isn't for armor class, the max dex still doesn't do her any good because her dex is at +2 and not 3, so the breastplate's still inferior. It weighs less though, so this is one of those things where I would have no problem upgrading her to it. Also, just to point out again, here's the chainmail again. Notice how I had a -5 armor check penalty. The breastplate has a -4. No, again, not leaps and bounds difference, but it is better. The -4 is definitely better than -5. The penalties apply to your physical interactions. You know, like I want to say athletics is one of those things. So if you look at her character sheet, you see how her athletics She has strength +3, class skill +3, -4 from armor. That's what the -4 is. Total value of 3, because she gets 1 from rank. She put a point in it, is what they're basically saying. Mobility is also under a penalty at this point now. She hasn't put any ranks in it, and her dexterity is what this one's based off of. So she's suffering a little on mobility. Mobility is literally the ability to walk around and basically avoid attacks of opportunity. In many cases, that's the one you're going to pay attention to. She's not good at trickery, she's not good at stealth. And again, those are dex penalties because her dexterity is not good enough to overcome the armor that she's in. Right? Though pure charisma, intelligence, or wisdom-based skills will not be impacted, as you can see, by armor. There's no value that's going to affect that, which makes sense, I'd say. All right, we're going in here. Well, I wanted to shift her there. Now she...
Request.
Actually, let's get her spell book out. As you know, I like to have this stuff out. She has some interesting ones. I'll just point them out to you here. So we have this guy here, Guidance, which is extremely useful, as well as Virtue. Virtue gives a 1 hit point bump to any character for 1 minute. Now again, not leaps and bounds different, but on the harder difficulties, some of these tutorials, that could save your bacon. Whether you want to spend the time casting it on 4, 5, 6 people, depending on the size of your party, I can see why people would say piss on it. But Guidance, on the other hand, gives a +1 bonus to any of the following for 1 use and 1 use only. Bonus to their single attack roll, saving throw, or a skill check. And that lasts for a minute or until discharged. And I'll give you an obvious use of it. Buff it on me. So you see I have it on me now, and it's got the little timer built into it. Let's swing on out here.
How curious.
And I see that Jaethal spotted a trap. These are the traps that she laid for the humans.
Focus
The
on the goal.
living, not the undead like herself. I can use that buff, and it'll go away,
A trivial matter.
giving me a very nice XP bump. Pause it real quick. Again, remember, I've set the settings to be where whoever uses their skills and gets XP for those skill usages, that you get the XP and you don't share it amongst the team, making me go up faster than normal. So look at how she's at 218, she's at 218, she's at 0. She hasn't done anything of any value for us yet. So that's going a long way to actually help us out.
You have my
Sorry, I want to
attention.
make sure to take these off. I hate being confused by stuff that's here. Alright, so there's her Inflict Light Wound spell, Divine Favor spell. Close the spell book. She has your typical abilities in here per se, and a whole slew of different ones. We're not going to worry about Persuasion, and I really don't know what this Treat Affliction really does for you. Bleeding Touch. Oops, she has it twice. Don't need it twice. Judgment. These are all the ones here listed as 1 use only. Those are her judgment, and as an Inquisitor, that's what she gains, is the ability to do all these various judgments and gazes and fun stuff. So she has innate abilities that they don't last long. I want to say these are like 1 use wonders as well, but they have a variety of uses, so you can go through these and see what they provide. The one that I picked, just so you know, +1 sacred bonus on all attack rolls. The bonus increases as she goes up Inquisitor levels. Doesn't say how long it lasts. I've never really used it, so I don't really know. It could be a minute, an hour, 5 seconds. Who the heck knows?
Adventures call to them.
Oh, I guess that's something for later.
Interesting.
Oop. Mr. Stabbington notices a trap.
Share your will.
Well, you know what we're going to do about that? You guide him.
Time's not
He has
waiting.
an advantage to popping this trap.
A trivial matter.
And I'll actually point that out to you here. If you see this here, we got a modifier of 9. Difficulty was 10. We rolled a 19. We're basically just destroying this stuff. But that guidance is now gone. That's that +1 effect. So, again, he's going up very nicely.
What a find.
And gonna do so again. Alright, kid, you know the drill. Buff your buddy.
I am prepared.
Sure are.
It is finished.
Alright, before we do that, let's get through this door, shall we? What we got here?
As
I
it
got
should be.
stuff. I got these things and those things. Alright. Now, again, I can buff him, herself, and anyone else that I want to with this. It doesn't last long, so be warned. Oop, everybody go this way. Scrolls or scrolls. What do we got in here? Oop, looks like we got a fight.
You cannot stand
Alright, now
against
again,
me.
just to point out, I don't have these buffs for long. The very first swing, though, we're going to get a +1. So that's going to be nice. So let's just take the team as a whole. Press backspace, that activates
This
everybody.
will hurt.
And we're going to mug this guy.
Just die already.
Come on, guys, you got this.
Wretched thing.
Now we're doing it. Not bad. We did some good attacking. Got some good loot. They were clearly looking for a treasure. I'm gonna check the whole hall, make sure there's not
In
something
due
down here
time.
first. And the door. Okay, looks like we have levers. Take Lindsay
I wrote
and
it
we're
like
gonna
I
go
saw
over
it.
to this room here by herself.
I always
We
have a
position
second
everybody in front of a statue.
Ready for anything?
And Lindsay,
What troubles
she has
you?
access to first treasure. Let's get your treasure. Gotta get your treasure. And we have 2 statues here. So there's a hidden
so they walked out.
mechanism here. So the whole point is that we basically have to activate this. Now, I don't know up or down matters. I know that down works because it's the one I always seem to get. So swords down is what you want, and then a door will open up here. So you have to get all 6 of them to operate where they all have their swords pointing down. Now, if you click on this, you see it activates some of them, and each time I do it, it activates the same ones. So these 3 move in whatever direction they're not at when I click on this. This one here moves these 2 and this one over here. And again, just to reset it. So we're
No
learning here.
mistakes.
So now this one here, this one, the one way here, and the one across over here. That's weird.
Just letting the ink dry.
That's that. Now these 2 are down. Okay.
You have my attention.
This one moves that one and this one up. Only 2. Not this one. This one here only works on these 2, it appears. So as you can see already, all I have to do is now find a way to get this one down and leave all the others still down. But let's take a look at
My
what this one does real
patience
quick.
is running thin.
There we go. Boom. Secret room. Cross it off our list. This one here activated this one and this one. Whereas this one here just works on just those 2. In case that wasn't clear. Because I kind of stopped once I found that I opened the door. Alright. Let's get everybody over here. Secret room usually have cool stuff in them. Let's find out what we get. So far we got a couple tables. This looks like everybody's garage, man. What the hell? Alright. Taking it. And taking... Ooh, what's that? An empty notebook. Okay, stuff to sell. And... Ooh, circle means magic items. It's kind of glowing, I think, is the
All
idea for
according
stuff
to
like
plan.
that. So, let's look at that little wand. Wand of Magic Missile. Now, I cannot use it, I don't think. Can I? It's hard to tell if that's red. Doesn't look like it's red. Here, let's switch through the characters. Oh, there. Okay, it's not red. I can use it. That makes sense. I have casting ability. She can use it. Tartuccio can use it. He's a jerk and I don't like him, so I'm not giving it to him. I'll give it to Lindsay, though. You put it on the belt, so she'll have to pull it out to fire it off properly, if that makes sense. Now I have 2 scrolls we picked up, which I haven't looked at yet. Shield of Faith. Only lasts for 1 minute. Kind of lame, but still better than 0 armor class bump. So, plus 2 deflection. Very nice. Scroll of Bless. Also only lasts for 1 minute, because it's only caster level 1. Counters the effects of Bane, but it's +1 to attack rolls and +1 to saving throws versus fear, and that's everybody in a circle. So if you activate it with your team, you can bless everybody, and the fear check is coming up here. And again, I hate to spoil it for you guys, but so far there's no good way to prepare for it. So we might as well be smart about things. The club weighs too much for me to want to keep it. We already have blunt weapons. Alright, so we got all that. We'll get that out of here. Move this away. We have left some stuff behind, as you can see. Treasure, treasure, treasure. This is loot that we basically picked up and dropped. The game goes out of its way to let you know that. Alright, now, before we go further, let's pause this. She's already on the team. I don't particularly care who's protected, but I want to make sure that the people that I have up front that are in the melee have the best armor. And I still have 1 casting, if you'll recall,
Focus on
of
the
mage
goal.
armor. She's going to be with us. We might as well buff her up. And my buff is still going. Oh, pause. I wonder why she wasn't casting. So now,
Ask.
she should be rocking absolutely nothing. Did that not work?
State your desire.
I could have sworn that should have worked. Oh, wow, I did not know that. Well, that's interesting, guys. Well, here, let's actually save scum that. We'll get back out of there. Hold on a second. Load game. Boom. Sorry, but it's important. It's good information. I'll explain what just happened. Used to a different set of rules, and those rules are important. Alright, so first, pause it. Okay, so you saw, if you go to her armor, hover over here, she gets an armor +6, +2 to dex. The base value everybody gets at 10. I was casting a spell that provides +4 to your armor. Mage armor, as you can see it listed in mine. Now, armor and deflection and dex bonus are all separate, as you see. So we want someone that doesn't have an armor of 4 or greater. So if I were to even cast this on Lindsay, because of the chain shirt, it wouldn't do a damn thing for her. Tartuccio, on the other hand, he's rocking no armor. So honestly, the smart move here would be to buff him. I think that's worth doing. Let's make sure that he don't fall. And again, I don't particularly like
Focus on the
Tartuccio.
goal.
That's not the issue. He's on the team.
Time's wasting.
Let's look at it again. There we go. We're rocking a 17 now. Much better than the 13 he just had a moment ago.
Share your
Again,
will.
we already know what we're doing here, so we're just going to repeat our tricks. Alright, we are back. Grab our stuff again. Minor edit there, guys. Sorry about that. I hate wasting spells on stuff without knowing it. And an apology for basically not knowing it, because the reason I thought it would work, so for those of you that are wondering why I was being so stupid, why I thought it would work was because in Neverwinter Nights 2, when you cast mage armor, those armor buffs, whether it's deflection, dodge, dexterity bumps, and all those things, armor, shield, had 2 swords associated with them. For instance, armor, regular armor, would provide you protection. Magical armor, so let's say leather armor +1, had 2 scores associated. One, the normal armor, and then the +1 to the actual armor itself, which was the magical enchantment. So those would stack. they do in this game as well. What mage armor does, though, it gives you straight up armor. 4. So instead of it being her natural armor,
You have my attention.
which is, was it 14 from that? 6, sorry, for breastplate. I was assuming it was going to be 6 for the breastplate, 4 for the magical enchantment of my mage armor. That is not the case. Good information, so that's good to know. And it's probably why a lot of people that are playing this game are wondering why it is they buffed to the nines with their little knights and expected these guys to walk all over everybody and failed miserably. Alright, here we are. We got some bodies.
Oh,
So that's usually a sign that bad things are about to happen. Let's do that thing we do so well.
A
Can you make
calculated
an epic
risk.
pose? I need inspiration.
As a matter of fact, I want her to shoot
You
this guy, him
deserved
to
it.
shoot that guy.
Die already!
unworthy.
This will hurt. This was not part of the plan.
Ooh, I died.
Time to get my hands dirty again! Out of my way!
Alright, team, come on now. Redeem me. Yeah, I died. That was horrible. Well, sorry, I was unconscious. That's the proper way of saying it.
That is not far.
Oh, wait, sorry. One more body delete. Out that stuff. Now, if I was going to be smart, which I am, I'm going to go to this character who's wounded, and I'm going to force feed him some potions. You see my health going up in the bottom over here, and I had 2 potions were more than enough to put us at the top, so that's nice. I could heal up Tartuccio, but we're going to save it for the time being. I'm going to drop those, that, and that. Oh, does she have anything that we can give her? No, Lindsay's rocking her best gear. Oh, I almost forgot to give her the wand. There we go. Important, important. We have a longbow, don't care. Studded leather, might as well drop that thing. Fauchard. Does good damage. Yes, it's not worth much, but it might be a good weapon for somebody. Notice the crit range on this thing, guys. Sorry, this is a little side note, but you notice the 18-20 times 2 critical hit. For those of you that don't know what that means, is on a natural 18, 19, or 20, you will crit. The damage you'll do then would be times 2, so whatever you would roll for damage would be 2 times the damage roll, which is extremely nice. You notice how light crossbow is 19, 20 times 2. So again, natural 19 or 20. Natural, not enhanced with your strength or your dex or your base attack bonus. We're talking a natural roll to get those crits to hit. From there, there are spells, at least there was, spells or effects, I should say, on weapons that will make them keen, for instance, and the keen will double the attack, the critical attack range. So something that does 19 to 20, that's 2 times, right, on a 19 or a 20. So if you double the range, that means 17, 18, 19, or 20 now for a keen weapon. Same with the Fauchard. If you had a keen version of it, instead of 18, 19, 20, that's 3. Add another 3 to it. So it's going to be 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. That's a huge range. So that's the kind of weapon you probably want to specialize in. Not necessarily a Fauchard, but a weapon that has a good crit range. Because if you can increase that crit chance, you're more likely to do extra damage, right? That's the whole goal in weapon fighting, right? So, not bad, not bad. Oh, from there, these bows are worth some decent money, so I'm going to keep those. I'll eventually probably end up losing all these daggers. But, let's move on here. We've got a dwarf harem to help out.
Grotus, I can sense your silhouette hovering over me. It won't be much longer. Soon we shall meet, O Lord of Oblivion.
He's a peach, isn't he?
I'm dying. I knew this expedition was doomed. Oh, Grotus, my vision darkens.
Alright, now we can just give him one of his healing potions and help him. But guess what? He doesn't have a scratch on him, so he's basically a whiner. So if we do diplomacy and intimidate check, might be lucky enough to get some XP in convincing him that he's really not hurt, not wasting a potion. I don't know if that actually does anything as far as wasting a potion. I would assume it does. It says there that you're using one of his potions, so that means he'd probably have one less. So we're going to do diplomacy 15. Aren't you being a bit premature? Look at yourself. You barely got a scratch.
That's impossible. Oh, it seems you might be right.
Yep. So you succeeded at our diplomacy check, though, so that's good.
It seems I will live. I suppose I must postpone meeting my god. Not for long, I'm sure. But while we remain in this transient world, Arim is at your service.
Well, alright. Spell confirmed. He is a druid. They're just letting you know that you can
As
convert
it should be.
spells. Alright, now we have a door over here. Let's climb through this way.
Look here.
Hidden item. This would be how hidden items show up. Notice how originally it was purple, now it's white. The perception check was basically a difficulty of 1, so whoever rolled first was going to get that one. No biggie. They want you to find it. You hit the switch, opens this door.
In due time.
So basically it's a tool tip for how hidden things work. Again, the grate, securely locked. We got some stuff. Go back outside.
All according to plan.
Let's actually take a look at what we just picked up to. What was that? Ooh, a masterwork longsword. Can I use that? No. She can, but she's already got herself a masterwork scythe. Might as well keep her on something that swings heavy. But you, buddy, no. Oh, and is there any armor that I can give you that's better? Yes. Banded mail. Nice. Yeah, oh, I haven't picked up a gold ring. Okay. Lindsay, she can work a masterwork longsword. Well, she don't do piss off for damage. That +1 could be handy in a fight. So we're going to leave it on her. We'll go from there. And we're probably going to just drop this chainmail at this point. Stuff is heavy. We can get it back later. I'll show you how we do that later. Look at the map. To show you my little treasure pile of gear that we just lost. It's okay though. Okay, group formations tutorial. Kind of give you information on how you would actually put together a team. Using this button down here. We're using the pyramid formation right now. Matter of fact, that's a good point. I'd rather have the tanky tank up front. And I think my armor is actually better.
Yes.
Now I could have buffed him as well with my mage armor, but again, he has banded mail +7, so it would have been completely wasted on him. So no joy on that. So it's better off that I used it on Tertuccio anyway. How am I doing on mine? Still got plenty of time on it. It's one of the reasons I like mage armor so much. Shield is a good spell, don't get me wrong. It gives you the same +4. But in a shield format, so I can wear full plate mail and have no shield, cast a shield spell on me, and now I get another +4. So there's reasons for picking it, but it's only 1 minute per caster level. If you had high enough caster level, it could be worth it. If it's a quick fight, yeah, I suppose it's worth it, but then it wears off super quick, and then you just burnt a spell use. Could keep you alive, sure. The other option would be is if you can extend your spell, cast it at a higher spell slot, basically doubling its duration. What turns in from 1 minute to 10 minutes or so turns into 2 to 20 minutes per casting that. So kind of nice. Let's go talk to Keston Gareth and see what he has to say.
You, run and get an axe. You, bring more water. You, stay here and hold our defense. Those assassins are still around here somewhere.
The stout man's unshaven face is covered with scars. There's blood on his armor, but he doesn't even seem to notice his wounds as he confidently gives orders to the guards.
Aha! Some of our guests survived. Good. You need to get to the banquet hall and help Lady Jamandi.
That's the lady that basically at the very beginning of the tutorial starts pulling all the heroes together, so to speak. Who are you?
Keston, House Garess, a fighter in the service of Sword Lord Jamandi Aldori. Right now, I'm in charge of the mansion guards. As you can see, there's a lot to do.
What's going on here?
Someone opened the gate, let in a group of assassins in the middle of the night. Now they've set the mansion on fire to cut off access to the hall. They don't want Lady Jamande to get reinforcements. We cleared the passage so you can get through. Just try to avoid inhaling the smoke. We'll be right behind you. We just need to put out the fire first to save the mansion.
Do you need help putting out the fire?
No, we'll manage. I've got my best people here. Those who still live. Your place is by Lady Aldori's side.
It doesn't seem right. What if some of the guards are wounded? We need to help them.
Where's the hall?
You'll have to run through the fire. We've almost put it out at the entrance, so your main concern should be to not inhale any smoke. Hold your breath and take the first right, then head straight down the hallway. May
Sounds good.
Abadar keep you safe.
Alright. Remember our little trick? We want to make sure that our team has the best possible chance of succeeding in the next fight or check or anything, right? This is how we do that. So everybody's got their little buff on them. We charge through the fire. Alright, illustrated book episodes. This is something that they've added in, kind of your choose your own adventure type stuff, right? And so our adventure started earlier and much more tragic than we'd expected. The whole team who gathered in the hall yesterday had been reduced to but a handful of brave souls, led by Mr. Stabbington, and not at all by that scoundrel Tartuccio, no matter what he may have imagined of himself. Jamandi Aldori was waiting for us, but to get to her, we'd have to march through fire, literally. As we approached the burning building, we drenched ourselves in water, but it sounds like they needed the water to literally put out the fire. I tried to find a less dangerous passage. I mean, it's the only passage we know of. Our three covered our noses and mouths before we rushed inside. He specifically told us not to breathe in anything. So I'm going to go with number 3. It was a good thing we hadn't wasted any time. After entering the building and taking just a few steps forward, the wall behind us slanted and crashed down with a terrible cracking sound, blocking the way back. While we may not have planned on going back, if we had come in a little later, the flaming logs and red-hot bricks would have fallen right on our heads. Regardless, we were left with only one way to go. Continue. The hot air burned our lungs and our eyes watered from the smoke, but Mr. Stabbington led us stubbornly through the flames, while Tartuccio did nothing useful at all. We'd made it to the hallway leading to the banquet hall when we heard someone calling for us. It was Valerie, one of the guards I chatted with a bit in the banquet hall. Even then, in that calm setting, I'd been stunned by her beauty. But now, amid the smoke and flames, she looked like a celestial avenger, an armored deity, menacing but beautiful and merciful, descending from the higher spheres to help us poor mortals. She held a burned, barely living guard in her arms. There are 2 more, she shouted as she passed by us. They are wounded. Help me pull them out. Tartuccio grumbled something about how Jamandi was waiting for us. Meanwhile, Mr. Stabbington, so we can basically say screw it and go help Valerie immediately, or we rush to save the guards. Notice one's a diplomacy check, and looks like Tartuccio is the one that's going to try for that one, or if we do an athletics check, it will be Jathel that runs for that one. She has a +4 right now. Let's do that. Failed athletics check, that's not good. Saving the poor fellows was harder than it had seemed. We inhaled a lot of smoke and burned ourselves more than once before managing to pull them away from the fire. Only then did Valerie pause to catch her breath and wipe the sweat from her face. Thank you. That was truly noble of you, she said. And now, let us rush to Lady Aldori's side aid. I was going to say side, sorry. Ensuring the guards we'd rescued were relatively safe, we made our way to the hall where the battle was already in full swing. Alright. So, you can save scum that one if you guys really feel the need to. Because now you guys are all rocking that fatigue, and that's not cool. And sadly, we cannot rest. There's no resting in this area. Yeah. Here we go. So that's kind of a bummer. I was kind of hoping that with her +1 to guidance that she would have been able to do what she needed. But to no avail. Let's do a quick save though before we go into this area. Alright. Getting saved. We go inside. Now here's the thing for trophies that you leave behind, guys. So anything that's been on the ground, I don't know about stuff that stays in chest. The stuff that you left on the ground, you can take it all with you at the very, very end. No, we're not going to. Actually, are we going to? Let's just do it and leave. We're overweight, but we'll drop everything once we get into this room. We may want to take it with us, or at least pick through it for the best possible gear at the very end. That's what I'm thinking. We want to be able to sell stuff, so when we get to our first vendor, we have some stuff that we can sell, unburden ourselves with a massive load that we have, and I'm okay with that. But it'll get us some much needed cash right off the get-go. So here's our cutscene. Reinforcements are already on way. Say your prayers, scum. Remember, of course, our little ice giant. Let's pause that here. First step to the road glory. Help Jamandi fight the assassins. Help Jamandi Eldori. This is her messing with the giant. She's doing a good job. It's not that she's not going to do a good job. Basically, these guys will truck it out. As far as I know, they can't be killed. God help them if they can, because if you guys are just poorly planning or just taking forever to do it, they could die. Frost Giant's a Frost Giant after all. You see you have 3 Rift Channelers here. They're clearly the guys that are keeping the little force bubble up, locking her in this fight with Esvanki Keeg, who's her assistant or helper or whatever. So clearly taking these 3 is going to be key for making this bubble go down. Notice how we have an assassin leader and a bunch of assassins around him, including Bowman, which suck ass. The assassin leader, he's got spells, and that's going to bite. So first things first, let's actually get into our inventory. Let's unburden ourselves with all this ignorant loot that we didn't need to take with us. I don't want to be crawling at a snail's pace to everything that we need to do. Notice how we have a new teammate. Our 6th teammate, who is a fighter, and she's a shield maiden, no less. So she'll have one of them big-ass tower shields. She's not the strongest person in the world. Seems like kind of an odd choice, but she's clearly supposed to be there to be your meat stick. She basically takes the beating for you. Let's actually just look at her character real quick, make sure there's not something we want to give her. She has banded mail already. She has a very cool lantern that I'm going to steal because I want it on my belt because I'm the team leader. She has a potion of shield faith. That's going to be helpful. She also has the ability to what? Let's just drop these 2. Don't look like we're going to need them as well. Alright. Sort by price. And again, these are worth some money. We're still mediumly encumbered, but I'm not particularly worried about them. There we go, something right there to drop. That'll help a ton. Oh, and studded leather you can go as well. That brings us down, but not enough. Still down, but not enough. But we're doing good. She has a Masterwork Bastard Sword. She has a strength penalty and a dex penalty. We all do. That's because of this fatigue. That's real nasty penalty, guys. Once you get fatigued, the next penalty you would get would be exhausted, and exhausted I think is a -6 to those same 2 stats. So that's how I get killed out in the real world all the time, because if I'm not paying attention to it and like, oh, we need to take a break, I'm like, push on further, oh, we need a break, and then we get mugged while we're taking that break, like while we're camping. Everyone's at like -6 or -8 for their strength and their dex, and I get the floor wiped with me almost every time. So be careful, be aware. Once you're fatigued, you might want to just take that knee. Hopefully you can. Now that's the other trick. You need rations, or you need to be able to hunt for rations. So hopefully you got a good enough team for that. She is okay for hunting, I think. My character might be okay as well. But again, this might not be your team here out in the wild. So let's go from there. Now we have dropped our gear. He's got his stuff going for him. Let's do his little spellbook trick. You notice how he's got basically the same kind of tricks as the one lady, but only for the positive side of things. He also has spells. He has Bane, and he has Bless, which we will use. It will only last us a minute, but whatever. He also has True Strike. That's basically almost a guaranteed hit for him, at least for one attack. It's kind of nice. Treat Affliction. He has these abilities. Move that one over. He has these abilities to basically channel energy healing people, or targeting undead and damaging people. Now, that's an AoE heal, so that's of importance. He also has this Destructive Smite. He gains the ability to make a melee attack with more bonus on damage roll equal to half his cleric level, minimum of 1. So basically 7 times or 7 swings I'm assuming that's 7 hits, he will do an extra +1 damage because he's a level 1 cleric. Not bad.
I've been taught if
Extra
someone
damage is
annoys
extra
you, you
damage,
either
so-
pray or polish your armor. It is why my armor gleams as it does.
She's literally all about her armor. I'm telling you, she's going to be highly annoying to you. Let's make sure that we have everybody on, so we can have the AI off and we can plan. We're also going to have everybody stealth, even if they suck at it, because that'll allow us hopefully to place people.
Was lost in thought.
Well, he's going to go here.
Ask.
She'll go here. She can come up front as well. And I'm going to move the weaklings down here and here so they can do some ranged attack on the channelers. That's kind of our goal there. From there,
I know
I
what to do.
have no spells. I have a weapon. That's not bad. And I'm going to sneak around this way. Now,
All according to plan.
this may seem like a ridiculous amount of planning, but this is a... Oh, hello there, dragon. Did they just summon a dragon for her to fight? Just crushed. She did beat the hell out of him. Good work, team. Okay. I'm going to pull up way the hell up here, see where I'm marking the territory. Now, they are where I want them to be. These two characters are going to start whooping up on this guy. He's going to fire off his bless first. Now that only worked for those people within the effect, but they're going to need it. It's only a minute, but it'll give them a +1 attack as well as some resistance to some fear effects. And this guy will fear the hell out of you. So before we get into any of the actual swinging, we will do a quick save scumming. So, saving again. Save over here. Sure, why not? And remember, we are at disadvantage. We are all fatigued. So, well, with the exception of the undead, because they can't be fatigued. So everybody is suffering from dex and strength penalties, except for her. So this is a reasonably difficult fight. Now I want to make sure that I'm doing this the proper way. So let's look at my character. I know this is a lot of setup, guys, but I want to make sure we're doing this correctly. Notice how I have a +3 to attack because of my dex. Okay, I could just as easily switch weapons and have probably a +3 or +4 because of my dex. It's a light weapon. I have weapon finesse, and I have a, not a magic weapon, I think I have a masterwork weapon, right? So I could be doing better, but I would like to attack range to prevent some things from happening. He's rocking his heavy mace. He's got a nice +2 because of his strength, as well as probably some weapon focus. No, he's got bless up, that's why. She has a +5 because of her strength, bless, and a masterwork scythe in her hand. Lindsay's rocking a +3, and again, that penalty for her will hit if it's melee, people in melee. These guys aren't in melee. That's who we're going to target. We're going to try to bust this rift up. Hope that these guys help. And I fairly certainly need to take out that assassin's leader, though. So we'll see what we can do from there. So let's see. We're going to take these two characters and target that guy.
Right.
These guys are going to bum rush the assassins.
Repent.
Wait a second.
This should
Okay,
do.
fire off.
I need inspiration.
Okay, here we go.
Calculated risk.
You deserved it.
Get that leader, guys. Ooh, Amiri just joined us. She's just there helping.
This will hurt. Let's try this one. This
Come on,
should
Mary.
do it.
Alright, I may just want to change weapons at this point. I'm going to swing.
Calculated risk.
Oh yeah, she's just a brutal machine. Yes, feel free to help it. Standing there. I shut the AI off. I always forget about that part. But as you can see, we were successful. Speak with Giovanni. Help fend off the fighters. Good work, team. Okay. Now we're going to loot the bodies. We got some good loot here. Again, we're not worried about the pile we left behind because if I'm not mistaken, we can get that pile as we leave. It'll give us the option. We'll go through this though first before talking with her. Not bad work, team. Alright, price in descending order. We have braces of armor +1. Now, to point this out to you, this is armor that's not armor. It's hard to explain. It's a magical enchantment, just like my mage armor spell. Remember how he has mage armor on him? If he didn't, and I slapped this on this character, let's double click it, his armor would have gone up. It did not. The reason it didn't go up is because he has this enchantment. I'll give you another for instance. If I take and slap it on Lindsay, again, nothing happens, but now take off her gear. See what happens? If I go from 13 and I give her that braces of armor, now she's at 14 because it's quote-unquote armor. And it even tells you, like most bonuses, an armor bonus does not stack with armor bonuses from different sources, such as bonuses from wearing armor or from mage armor spell. So if I would have been paying attention to my tooltips, I'd have been fine. So we just need to make sure that Lindsay has the gear she's supposed to have. But that's something that, for example, on my character, who doesn't wear armor, I could slap it on me. Again, I still have a spell on me, but if I didn't have the spell on me, I'd at least have the +1 effect. Better than nothing. If I forget to cast my spell or my spell wears off, instead of having the +4 that I have right now, I'd have +1 from armor. So it would go down 3, not 4. Better than nothing is kind of what we're shooting for here. We're doing okay for weight. I'm not worried about being medium, so I'm going to keep everything we got with us now. We'll chuck stuff as we need to. But I know for sure that I don't care about the padding ones. They're way too much for only a coin. Same with the studded leather, boy. We'll keep that one for the time being. We'll look at that, but I definitely don't need the club. Weighs way too much. We'll chuck the dagger as well. We'll keep the other items because they're probably worth enough to be something of interest. Oh, the heavy mace, boy, that's worth nothing. That's garbage. Okay. We'll keep the best weapons, the most pricey stuff. Composite longbow. This one should use your strength, and I don't have any right now. But if I did have strength, it would provide me a bonus to damage. I can't even use it, so there's no point even thinking about it. But we'll keep it with the party, so that's not bad. Well, let's go talk to our people. Here's Keeg.
An unheard of atrocity. Mark my words, we'll find out who was behind it.
Alright, here's our cutscene to the end of our tutorial.
Thank you for your valor and bravery. The enemy was strong, but you were stronger, and that means I made the right choice. Just as I thought, there were worthy leaders among you. I'm especially grateful to them for the courage and common sense they showed while defending the mansion. But this attack means we have even less time than I thought. Someone already knows of our plans and is acting against us. You'll begin your expedition immediately.
Okay, so this is Dory. She's happy with us and the fact that we saved her, but basically we have issues still.
Lady Adori, please, I know who arranged this attack. The vile king of Pitax, Iroveti. What's more, I know who among us works for him. Hey, you! Show everyone the ring you're wearing. You think I wouldn't recognize Iroveti's seal? That's why he wasn't killed. The bandits recognized him as one of their own by this signet ring.
So basically the ring that Tartuccio gave you was a setup. The little jackass gave us a ring that had a specific engraving on it, the signet ring, for the guy that's trying to send the spy. Clearly Tartuccio's the spy, is what we're basically telling you. If you hover over your diplomacy check here, we can answer this way. And we're using my character, not Tartuccio's, because obviously we're defending ourselves and Tartuccio isn't going to defend us. So we have to go with our diplomacy, which you can see is at a +0. So we got basically a 50-50 chance, just a little more than 50-50, because a roll of 10 is enough. But I don't want to take that chance. Knowledge world check has passed, which means we can do this one. It says, I have no connection to Patax, but Tertuccio's name, accent, and clothes seem like he came straight from there. Which of us looks more like they might be Iravetti's spy?
Probably, yes. But this evidence is circumstantial at best.
True, true.
There's definitely a spy among us. But who? All I have is one word against another. I'm afraid you're both under suspicion.
I bet my life despise anyone but this man. I saw how he dealt with those creeps with my own eyes. A true warrior. I'd go with him through hell and high water. This purple crook, on the other hand, he's got the eyes of a spy, and the mug of a spy!
Yeah, Amiri's on my side.
Lady Eldori, don't listen to this thick-headed barbarian. She doesn't know what she's talking about. During the attack, our leader showed his true colors. He forced us to break into the armory and rob it.
Yeah, it was his idea, by the way. This is your cue that moral choices matter, and I'm pointing out that your alignment matters as well, giving you specific choices based on your alignment. I am neutral good, I think. No, I'm chaotic good. But these ones will shift me in those directions. So if I'm chaotic good, then this will be the direction that'll move me to closer towards chaotic neutral. If I'm chaotic good, this will move me towards lawful neutral, kind of shifting me around a little bit. But again, the way you answer is important. So let's read the choices and see what we got. They're both diplomacy checks. So we can either say, forgive me for my trespass. In my defense, we were in the middle of battle and in dire need of weapons. Or we can say, we were in the middle of battle and needed weapons. There was no time to run and ask permission. Yeah, I mean, really, that's kind of the one I'm kind of running with here. I mean, I could ask for apologies here and say, oh, I'm terribly sorry, but... Or I could just say, really, we're in the middle of a heated battle. Anyone with a brain would realize that, this is important. So we're going to go with the chaotic neutral one. We were in the middle of battle and needed weapons. There was no time to run and ask permission.
Considering the circumstances, that was more than reasonable.
You perform a chaotic neutral action. Again, shifting me towards chaotic neutral.
Is it not insane to be faced with death and stop to question whether you may be breaking some law or rule? Our leader acted wisely.
Sounds like Harem's on our side. That's nice.
There is a difference between initiative taken in battle and blatant arrogation. How can someone who disregards authorities be a leader himself?
Sounds like Valerie didn't like our choice. So again, that choice would, if you went the other way, Valerie would be on your side, Harem would not be on your side. It's basically setting up who your team's going to be. So already we got Amiri's on our side, the barbarian. She was very happy with us. We know we ain't taking Tertuccio. We of course have ourselves. And it looks like we're getting Harem, who is the cleric, which I'd rather have a healer on my team anyway. So I'm cool with all that. She's a good fighter. She's a very tough fighter. And I can make her like ridiculously OP with a couple of spells here and there. But point is I'd still rather have the cleric.
What about that trick he pulled right before we came in here?
What trick?
He knew very well you were fighting the enemy, but instead of rushing to help you, he dallied as long as he could, dropping everything to save people from the fire, even though the guards were handling things just fine. He was obviously hoping to show up too late and find you already dead.
So again, neutral evil choice, neutral good choice. And again, we should probably decide who's going to stay with you, who's going to join your team. Well, we clearly didn't do the evil one, right? Neutral good is the one that we were basically shooting for, so this is the one that makes sense to me. People were dying right in front of me. How could I just walk by?
Trying to save others is commendable, but Tertuccio's right. You were needed here more.
Yeah, that's because I failed the diplomacy check. Neutral good action.
May Shellen spare me from ever having to make such a choice, but he behaved decently as a true leader.
Lindsay's on our side.
A true leader is someone who has their priorities straight, not someone who would put a valuable ally's life in danger for the sake of some servant.
Which means Jathel will not be joining us.
Enough squabbling. I'm still not sure which of you I can trust. However, the risk of entrusting the whole affair to a spy is too great. Here's what we'll do. 2 teams will head out. That way, I'll know at least one group can be counted on to serve my interests in the stolen lands.
So we're splitting up the party, boys.
Lady Aldori, most of those who were to set off for the stolen lands have been killed. Those who yet live will require help. Please allow me to join the expedition.
I'm sad to lose such a talented warrior. But you're right, Valerie. They have greater need of you right now. Go, and may Abadar keep you. Which of the two teams would you prefer to accompany?
If Tartuccio allows, I would join his team. Forgive me, but I don't appreciate your willfulness.
She's pissed off. Or too chaotic. And not credible to Valerie. Oh yeah, but Tartuccio, he's just sound reasoning.
And I like our leader. What wisdom lies in minding orders, laws, and rules in the face of oblivion, knowing not whether you'll be alive tomorrow? I will go with his team.
Our leader is good in battle, but I don't like all the spiritual agonizing. I prefer those who can act without wasting time helping every little pipsqueak. Those like Tartuccio.
Ugh, Tartuccio's going to take the credit for himself and be done with it. Shellen, spare me from such allies. I'm going with you. You're a hero worthy of my quill.
And Lindsay's on our party.
I don't even need to think. I'm coming with this man. As for you, Purple Toad, just wait until we meet along the way. I'll be sure to hang your rotten spy guts from the trees.
She's got a lot of hate in her life.
All right, we have two teams. To avoid unnecessary conflict on the road, you'll each take a different route to the stolen lands. Tartuccio's team will go through Navactus Crossing. The garrison commandant will provide him all the help he needs. You will take your team to Oleg Leviton's trading post. He's been complaining about the Stag Lord's bandits for a while now. There, you'll be provided with all the necessary travel supplies.
I received camp supplies and rations ×4, signed scroll of raised dead.
I'd like to believe you, but I know all too well how convincing traitors and spies can be. If you're truly innocent, I hope you can forgive me this precaution.
Well, I got 750 XP for it, so I guess I'm okay with it.
While you're away, Keston will investigate the night's events and learn who in Restov is working for Patox. But you should know that it isn't just Patox we need to worry about. The Royal House of Sertova may also interfere in our plans. I've managed to keep this affair a secret from them so far, but that can't last long. By my estimations, you have no more than 3 months. After that, any feats you accomplish will be pointless.
That's setting up the fact that you guys have 3 months to beat the Stag Lord and claim your throne. That's why we're on a timer.
And now, farewell. This battle was but the first ordeal along your path, and you overcame it as true champions of Restov. May the obstacles that follow also fall to your feet. Fear nothing, my friends, and return victorious.
Yeet us. First step on the road to glory.
Surviving a terrible night, our small team set off to brave our fate. Beware, stolen lands. Heroes are on the way.
Yep. And with that, my name is Brothermutant. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what you guys think so far. Now again, we'll probably take you, at the very least, get you to Olog Station. Show you the world map, the overland map there is kind of cool. Show you how we travel, how we get camp, maybe get a fight or two and level up perhaps if we're lucky enough. We got 4 people on our team. Me, my cleric buddy. I got a bard that helps with some healing and some damage as well from range, and I got me another frontliner with me in our barbarian. So we really have a pretty diverse team as far as spellcasting, healing, range, and melee damage. But with that, I'll see you guys soon. Bye now.